What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of The Jump. A little recap, a little bit of the College World Series, and it's officially night one of the NBA draft. So unfortunately, I won't be able to talk about night two if something crazy happens, but I'll talk a little bit about night one of what's happened so far as I'm filming this. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get straight into it. We'll start out with the College World Series. LSU wins it for the second time in 3 years. Winning in 2 games, beats Coastal Carolina, a team that had won 26 straight games prior to this, and Jay Johnson gets his lick back from when Coastal beat him a few years ago in the World Series, and then they also knocked out LSU that year, so it's a double lick back for LSU. So congrats to the Tigers. But Kevin Schnall is kind of the story of it. He gets thrown out in the first inning, and I think it was the first base coach, I believe, but it's a double ejection for 2 coaches for Coastal Carolina in the first inning. It was a mind-blowing scene. We had the ump falling over as if he was like shot. It was a wild scenario, but LSU just kind of dominated. The first night was a pitcher's battle. Cade Anderson pitched an incredible game. And then game 2, Coastal kind of put up a fight towards the end, but LSU was just kind of able to pull away, and LSU does it again. So the SEC continues to reign supreme. It's 6 straight World Series that the SEC has won, I believe. It's Vandy in 2019. 2020 was COVID. 21, I think, was Mississippi State or Ole Miss. 2022 is the other. Then 23 was LSU. 24, Tennessee, and then 25, LSU again. So, LSU is on top of the baseball world, and Jay Johnson has done an incredible job. They're just stacked, and all of Baton Rouge is celebrating again, and they're making themselves familiar with Omaha. So the Tigers get it done. An exciting College World Series. I love it because I'm not a huge college baseball fan. I follow it throughout the year, but only to a certain extent. But then it feels like the country, even outside of college fans in general, they start to pick it up, and they're like, man, this Omaha is a blast. So I feel like a lot of people tuning in. I do have a problem with them doing it the same day as a Game 7 of the NBA Finals during the day, where it just doesn't get its own shine. Like, if this would have gone to 3, then obviously that Monday they get their own shine and everything, but it ends at like 4 o'clock or whatever, or I guess it was 5 or something, on a Sunday, followed by a Game 7 of the NBA Finals. So it was a tough scene viewership-wise, but nonetheless, I enjoyed it, and I hope you all did too. It was a blast to follow Omaha this year. Moving on into the NBA draft. So as of right now, we are currently 18 picks in. Okay. The pick that just happened, I was not expecting. All right, starting it off, the top 5 I put out with this other account named Posted Up. We did a mock draft. We nailed the top 5. Cooper Flagg to the Mavericks, Dylan Harper to the Spurs, VJ Edgecombe to the 76ers, Colin Knippel to the Hornets, and Ace Bailey to the Jazz. We nailed those top 5, and the fall-off needs to be studied because we missed like all the rest, it feels like. Trey Johnson out of Texas goes to the Wizards. That's a super fun pick. I think it's a very safe pick. I'm super excited for that one. I guess I should talk about the top 5 as well. Obviously, Cooper Flagg, in my opinion, there's not a better player for him to get drafted and play under than Anthony Davis. Very similar frame-wise. Cooper's a little bit shorter with arguably a more deep offensive bag already. But the defensive instincts, the movements and stuff, it's very similar to Anthony Davis in my opinion. So Anthony Davis will be able to help him kind of sharpen his game on the defensive end. And I think he's going to be able to take him under his wing and teach him a whole lot. And Mavericks are going to win and win a lot right away. Dylan Harper, this is a Spurs team that's had back-to-back Rookie of the Years and also has a man by the name of De'Aaron Fox in its backcourt with Chris Paul. I think he's still there, unless he was a free agent. He may be going somewhere else, but I don't really know. Dylan Harper going there, him and Wemby, what a fun duo, and they still keep Stephon Castle through it all. So this is an impressive and incredible offseason. And great drafting. Obviously, they weren't going to miss on Wemby, but drafting Stephon Castle, or getting Stephon Castle, I think they may have traded and ended up getting him. But I can't remember if they drafted or not, but they drafted Dylan Harper. It was the safe one. Incredible guard. And Rutgers has the number 2 pick. It's amazing to see. VJ Edgecombe goes 3. Insanely high upside for this kid. And I think with the pro spacing, he's going to be an absolutely special player. So I'm excited to see him. Guard, he's going to play without the ball in his hands a lot. Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, they'll kind of, I think, run the show more than VJ. But I'm excited to see VJ. Kahn, I think he's going to be a very, very good player. And I kind of thought it'd be wherever he went. I don't necessarily like the fit with Charlotte. But if he's as good as how I think he is, he'll be a good player no matter where he ends up. So, yeah, excited to follow him. Ace Bailey, obviously the talk pre-draft that his agent and him were handling things very poorly, telling teams they didn't want to work out for him, they didn't want to go to these teams, they only wanted to be drafted by certain teams. But Danny Ainge doesn't care. He goes 5 to the Jazz, and it'll be interesting to follow. I think he's obviously got the ceiling's very high, but the floor is very low. So, yeah, he'll be a fun one to follow and kind of see. And the Jazz haven't been great in their previous years, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, Trey Johnson, fun, great offensive player. There's not much he's bad at offensively. He's gonna be fun to follow. Jeremiah Fears, I love it. A guy that nobody could stay in front of with the combine. I watched him all year at Oklahoma. Incredibly shifty, quick ball player. Has the ball on a rope, and the only flaw really for me with him is he cannot shoot the 3 at all. I think he might have been below 30% last year at Oklahoma, and I don't know if he was a good shooter in high school really, but there wasn't a lot of optimism. But he's still young. He was a reclass kid just like Cooper, so he's very, very young. A lot of career left, so we'll see what he can do. Yegor Dimon goes 8. He went higher than I thought, but I'm very, 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 very glad he went this high. I wanted that big time. So I'm super excited to follow him, and the Nets, I think, got their guy. Colin Murray-Boyles goes to Toronto. It was a funny clip when he got drafted, but I think he'll be a good player. Julius Randle type player. I don't know if he'll be that good, but we'll see what happens. Common Mala Watch. So the third Dookie gets drafted into the top 10, and he'll be going to Phoenix. And I don't remember if it was right before or right after this, but they traded for Mark Williams. So they got 2 Duke centers in one night. They don't have to worry about the centers now. Nick Richards is already there, but now they have 3 centers that are very, very capable right off rip. Cedric Coward. Big shout out to Cedric Coward. And I did see the tweet that kind of had his whole career path planned out. Yeah, College Basketball Report on Twitter just tweeted, Cedric Coward's journey to the league. 0-star recruit, started at D3 Willamette, transferred to Eastern Washington, wins the Big Sky title, follows coach to Wazoo, then gets injured, commits to Duke, but lights it up at the Combine, stays in the draft, and then goes in the lottery. Big shout out to Cedric Coward, cheering for him, and he'll be going to Memphis from the trade, but he gets drafted 11th. Noah Essingay, I think is how it's pronounced, from France. Really all the talk about him is just that he's going to be a bust. I haven't really heard a whole lot else. I know he has a team that's playing in a championship tonight, but he skipped out on it. So that's a little suspicious, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Derek Queen falls all the way to 13. I was not expecting him to fall that far, but he's going to New Orleans via trade, drafted by the Hawks. Carter Bryant going to the Spurs with a deal that was done from Atlanta. Carter Bryant to the Spurs is an incredible fit. I think that is. I mean, the Spurs won the draft in my opinion. They obviously they're done for the night, but good Lord, that's quite the draft. Thomas Sorber, a guy that I loved at Georgetown. The Thunder get him. Yeah. I think he's just going to be a really good player. I kind of wanted him to come back to college basketball for selfish reasons, just to be able to enjoy him a little bit more. But, yeah, hey, I think he's going to be a really good player, and he's going to the defending champs. And so, yeah, the Thunder didn't end up moving into the top 10 like they wanted, but they still got a really good player. Dang, it was 4 out of 5 picks were centers right here. The Grizzlies, but traded to Portland, so Portland's picking up. I don't even know. I don't remember how they even said it on the broadcast. This center from China, Yang Hansen. I don't remember how they said it on the broadcast, but yeah, Portland picks a center there. And then this is where you start getting the way of European guys. I don't remember how most of these names were. Jon Beringer. But he gets picked at 17. That's the Timberwolves pick. So they take a center to back up Rudy, another France center. Walter Clayton Jr., that was the one I was kind of hinting at whenever it just happened, because I thought he was 1,000% going to the Heat, but he gets picked by it's the Wizards, but traded to Utah. So I think that's the Utah Jazz are getting Walter Clayton Jr. Then Nolan Traore is going to the Nets. So they go double foreign guards, one coming from BYU, so in the U.S., but then the other coming from France. So that's it as of right now for the draft, because I can't talk about what hasn't happened yet. Picks will be coming in any minute, but next pick is the Miami Heat. But yeah, it's been fun to follow so far. The broadcast hasn't been great. That's a lot of what Twitter's been talking about. So, yeah, but it's been fun to follow. It's exciting to see all these kids and see them kind of make their dreams come true and do it on this big stage. So it's been super fun to follow. And then I'll probably post a recap type of thing once the draft is complete. But yeah, like I said, it's been fun to follow so far, and there will be a lot more trades and a lot more movement going on as we go forward. One last thing, college football. So the talk of the town this week in college football has been Thomas Castellanos was how his name's pronounced, not Castellanos, like the former Reds player, but Castellanos. He was in the news last year kind of because he worked the Florida State team last year, and it was kind of a shock because it was the week 2 thing. Everybody's thinking Florida State's going to bounce back. And then he goes down to Doak Campbell and handles business. And, he has an okay year at Boston College, nothing crazy, but transfers down to Florida State. And he makes some comments this week that says, they don't have Nick Saban to save them. I don't see them stopping me. Referring to Alabama, who is their week 1 opponent. This is shocking, to say the least, because if this is a Nick Saban Bama team, whatever the spread is, whatever the furthest I can make the spread, give me that, and I'll put $100 on it. But this is the Kalen DeBoer Alabama, and Lenore Sellers had a comment where he did say it's still Alabama. There's still some fear there, or whatever. Thomas Castellanos is wanting all smoke, and we'll see what happens. He also made a comment saying something about I was working the ACC by my dang self all of last year or something like that. So, and some teammates had some thoughts on that. I just think this is a tough look. This is a Florida State team that's trying to bounce back from a horrible, all-time historically bad season. And this is what their quarterback's saying. So, the PR training has not been great. We'll just put it that way for Thomas Castellanos. But it's given us off-season content. So, it's good and bad. I almost wish he wasn't saying all of this, because it's just man, Bama doesn't need the extra juice to go in there and handle business, because Kalen DeBoer, not that he's fighting for his job, but those Alabama fans are a little on the edge of their seat, kind of thinking maybe this wasn't the right decision. But, yeah, he's making some crazy comments in this offseason, and he's backing them up. He's posting them on his Instagram story and putting all these smirk emojis and just talking crazy all off season. So, it's been interesting to kind of see people's comments and everything on TikTok and Twitter and everything, talking about Castellanos. But I think he'll get whatever he deserves whatever he gets once Alabama comes to town. So it'll be fun to see that come September. The Heat just made their pick. They take Kasparas Yakachonis. He fell way lower than I thought. I honestly thought the Nets were going to take him at 8, and he falls all the way to 20. So, Heat culture, baby. Excited to see Yakachonis there, 6'5" guard. But I think that'll just about do it for this episode. It's kind of a chaotic, all over the place episode, but I wanted to get an episode done. So, I had to get one out. Obviously, didn't get to talk the whole draft, but I hope you all enjoyed. Have a great rest of the week. I'm filming this on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of the first round. Enjoy the second round. All that good stuff. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and repost and tell people about the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Make sure you go check out the TikTok and all the socials and everything. I appreciate all the support. Peace.